Okay. Let me make you full screen. And so I'm going to try and turn you so you can see the class. And
Cool.
while I turn you, if you could just answer, like basically, I already kind of told them you were from St. Joe, but your full name, where you're from, and where you live now.
Okay.
Okay, so you can go ahead. There's the class, or some of them at least. Okay.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so
Hi.
name, location, where you grew up,
My name-
things like that.
Okay. My name is Brendan Singleton. I grew up in St. Joe. I went to Bishop LeBlond High School, and I live in Fullerton, California now. I work as a professional illustrator.
Okay.
And I do logo designs and album artwork, and I just did an exhibition in Long Beach of painting too. So I've done that for about 3 years now.
Okay.
But
let's get over here. Oh, go right ahead.
I was gonna say I do a whole range of different things actually.
Yeah.
But I started out sketching in math class.
I think some of them do that too.
Yeah.
Could you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. It's a good.
That's
thing.
okay.
It's a good thing we're friends.
Yeah.
Can you tell them where you? So you mentioned you went to Bishop LeBlond. Can you tell them about college? If you went to college and where?
Western State University. I majored in illustration, so I got my BFA. I graduated in 2009, and then I was working at Worlds of Fun as an airbrush artist, doing like T-shirts, like people at Worlds of Fun. But I did that for about 2 years, and then I moved out with a friend to California, and I've been here for about 7 years now. 6, 7 years. So
you mentioned that you mainly do logo design, and then you also have paintings. Can you just kind of give us an idea of what different jobs you've had and what you would say most, like you do mostly for income right now?
I work for a company that does we're a distributor, and I do like these ones up here. Some of the paintings I've done.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from the exhibition. A series of like rotating paintings that you can spin around.
Oh.
So things like that. But if you want to show them the PDF I sent,
Let me go ahead and open that up.
It's easier just to show you.
Yeah, so we've got some.
First one's pretty strong, so I'm fair that.
Yeah, so I'm showing him. I think this is one of your album covers for Zookeeper's Palace. Oh, yeah, let me go back up to the top. Here we go, because I think I ended up in the middle. So is this we're on the cucumber. You see a logo? All this
Could
stuff
you point the camera towards the screen? I'll be able to explain it.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me see if I can get it. Can you see it now? It's kind of at an angle.
Oh, that was?
Yeah.
That was for a cucumber drink. And I put the sketches up there, too.
Okay. So, yeah, we talked to an inker yesterday.
That's good.
The version. And that's the final version. That's another logo design, like the sketch version of it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to show you that's what it looked like when it was done.
Okay.
So that was a T-shirt design, and then we used that for labels, too. Okay. This one, no one else has seen but you guys. This one isn't even out yet. So this is brand new. It's the sketch, and then that's the finished version.
Okay. And then, yeah, this, I think, is one of your album covers.
Yeah, that's just I think that's just the artwork.
Okay.
And then you'll see the...
Macho Man.
That was called El Mas Guapo. So.
And these are mainly logos, and then, yeah, here's a poster. And so if I stop on this one, can you tell them did you do 100% of the work, like the drawing, the inking, the painting, all of it? How long would it take you to make a poster like this?
That was about a week. That was when I was first getting started, when I first moved out here, like doing band artwork.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't design on there was the actual logo for the band.
Okay.
That was just by someone before I actually started working with them. But
and there's another version.
So these were like 2011, 12. there was 6 or 7 members of the band, so that's all the band members combined into one monster.
Okay. Oh, and there's another Zookeeper's Palace. So these are all the same band. Oh, and so I know this.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is, so this would be an example of some of your work with comics, which is what we've just finished talking about. So can you kind of describe what you did for this piece?
Well, I did all the pencil work and the character design, and then I went in and did all the inking too. I've been inking since I was about 10 years old, I think. Mm-hmm. I use a dip pen, and I from a bottle of ink, and usually pretty messy. And then I go in and clean it up. But that one's just a raw scan of what the actual page looks like without any editing.
Yeah. We'll keep going. So there's another panel. So this is what we would say like an unpublished comic book.
Yeah, this is how you do it when this is how the comic artists do their pages. Mm-hmm. It takes about a day to do one page. Okay,
so now here's some more of so about a day, and that's for drawing and inking.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's more.
Not counting the free sketches.
Okay.
That was from one of my shows in Long Beach.
And so here's something, it looks like this is from your sketchbook. Yeah, it's it looks like it's just a sketch. I'll keep going down. It might be in color. Yeah, here's the color version. So is that a logo? That's one of your logo designs. Okay. Keep going. There's the cucumber again. And here's another character.
Oh, that was for a t-shirt design.
Oh, a t-shirt, okay.
It was for a campaign to try to raise funds for homeless.
Okay.
That was a commission that I did for actually one of my friends from high school that lives in St. Joe. So I sent that back to her.
So explain to them what it means if you do something on, like if you do a commissioned work. What does that mean?
Well, it was a piece that she'd seen my other paintings, and she said that do whatever you want, honestly. She didn't really give me a criteria. She just wanted something that looked cool. Yeah. And so I did some sketches, some other stuff that I'd done. She pointed out some that she'd already liked. So I did something based on that. And then this was like a rough sketch for a mural for my slow show. Okay. And then the point you'll see what it looked like when it was done.
Oh, so this is going to be, so where you have the walls, that would take up an entire wall of the room, and that's what
so I got to do like the entire wall of a gallery.
That's cool.
That was a lot of fun. That whole show was smiley face theme.
So how long would it take you to do, how long did it take you to paint just that back wall?
That was 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
I used like a house paint for that. This was for a band logo, a different band. It was called the Mechanical Whale.
Okay. And then there's the inked version, and then it's the color one. Oh, there's another sketch. So another band.
So this is for Zookeepers. Okay. This was like the initial idea for the poster, and then it kind of evolved. So you'll see how it changed. These were like plants that I used for the poster.
And then there's creatures.
There's some monsters that I drew out. And then I did some reference images for like the character that I wanted to have. Mm-hmm.
And so all this works in one poster then, right? Yeah, so it's all in one single poster. Okay.
Oh, that's more the album artwork.
Okay. And another poster for them. I think that's it. Okay. Let me make you full screen again.
Cool.
So that actually answers a lot of the questions that we had. The only, I just got a couple more.
Sure.
Let's see if I can make it full screen. So you kind of explained how you got started. What do you do? Like, what does your day look like whenever you get up? Do you work from home? Do you paint? Do you sketch?
I work from home. It kind of depends on the project I'm working on, if it's for an exhibition or for a logo. But I usually get up about 7:30 in the morning and start working. I'll go and work out and then make breakfast. And then I'll work from about 8 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. a regular day.
Okay.
And then I make dinner, and I'll work after dinner until about 11 o'clock. And then I go to bed.
So what would... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's kind of what it takes to do it. You have to do it every day, all day.
What's your favorite thing about your job as opposed to maybe other jobs that you've had?
Well, if you do it long enough, you get to a point that people kind of let you paint and design whatever you want. They just trust you. Okay. So it was really exciting to get to that point. I love coming up with new ideas, and I really like working with people.
So if you had any advice for somebody that wanted to go into an artistic field, what advice would you give them?
Sketch every single day, as much as you can.
In math class.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can get away with it. But yeah, I sketched all day as much as I could. I'd sketch through lunch. I'd sketch after school. I'd sketch when I was supposed to be doing my homework. And yeah, and don't let anyone else tell you you're not supposed to. They're not out for your best interest.
Okay. I'm going to open it up and see if anybody has, let me see how long we've talked, about 15, almost 15 minutes. Let me see if anybody has any questions for Brandon. Sure. Anybody have any questions? You can ask him about any of his work or what he's done in the art world out in California.
Oh, what have you done?
What's that? What's your question?
What have you done?
All that whole document we went through, that was everything he's done. He's done all of that.
Sorry, I
That's
didn't hear the
more
question.
of a personal nature question. They did ask if you're married, and I told them you're getting married in what, about a month? You're getting married to another. Any other questions? Nothing else?
What about the degrees it takes? Like your level of education for different types of art?
Yeah, so the teacher I'm with today, Mrs. Shelley, she since you mentioned that you went to Missouri Western and had a fine arts degree, like how did that?
Yeah, that's in fine art.
Do you know other art? Like, are there other artists that have more education or less education? Is it like what level of education do you need to have?
I know people that just have a high school education but they've been doing it every day since they were a kid, and they were lucky enough to find a career that they could do it in. But it does help to have I learned a lot in college. I learned a lot from the people that I went to college with.
Well, and I think there are pieces that you worked on that are still out there. I'm pretty sure, like some of the sculptures on campus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some did it on web.
Yeah.
And I also got in a theater program there accidentally. I wasn't a theater major, but I did like probably a dozen plays while I was in school there, doing like tech work, like making props and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I learned there.
Yeah. Any other questions? No other questions. Miss Shelley already asked her question. No, we'll hear in a second. No other questions? Nothing?
Cool.
Okay, they'll probably ask me a bunch about you after we hang up. So, but you've given us a lot of information, and it's really good to see your work, and it's always good to see somebody who's from St. Joe but did, awesome things somewhere else in the country. So, okay, I think that's it, Brandon. Oh wait, do we have one? So the characters. You want to know about like comic book characters? So about your comic work,
mm-hmm.
And I can kind of talk a little bit about that because I know the person that wrote that. How does it work when you are drawing a character that somebody else writes, or do you create your own characters?
No, that one I had a script. Mr. Corey wrote that one. Actually, he wrote that comic. We've been working on it for a long time. We just haven't had a chance to get it finished yet. But he wrote the whole script, and then I designed characters that went along with what he described. That we kind of went back and forth on the design. It takes a long time to figure out characters.
Yeah, so So there is a lot of you make a drawing and then you send it to the writer and then they give you changes and then it goes back and forth like that for a while.
Yeah, I can send you guys a bunch more sketches of that stuff too. I could have done a couple hours worth of just sketches.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we got 2 more. Now they're starting to ask questions. We have 2 more. What's another?
Sure.
Okay, so usually it takes them a while to warm up to this question. They wanted to know how much money you make doing what you do.
How much time am I? Right now it's about 20,000 a year. So.
Okay. And that's not like an office job where you get paid,
No.
you get paid on based on what you do. So that's money that you take.
The work I get a salary from, so I get I get a paycheck every 2 weeks, but I still work from home, and I make my own schedule.
Yeah, so you make your own schedule, you still get paid that amount of money, and you have a lot of freedom with what you do.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to make artwork when you're not trying to feed yourself on it too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. What's, especially with, you showed us some murals, what's the longest it's taken you to finish a painting or a single project?
That's a good question. I have one mural that I've done that's about 800 square foot. That's at the company that I work for. That one took about a year altogether. It's still kind of an ongoing process. We keep adding to it. Mm-hmm. But I've had paintings that I've set aside for years on end and come back to. So maybe I worked on it for a month and I didn't like where it was going, and I came back when I had some more experience and then tried again. Mm-hmm. So there's that have taken 4 years at a time.
So 4 years that maybe it's taken you to set something down.
The comic I've worked on, we've kind of worked on for about 5 years now.
Yeah.
Off and on.
I think so. Anything else? Yep.
You got any famous art in museums or anything?
Oh, do you have anything in museums, or could you kind of explain what it's like to have your work in a gallery?
It's really cool because I get to see how an audience reacts to my work. So sometimes people will be pretty brutal in their critiques, so I go home and work on it again. So that's really interesting. But I have my own collections up at the company I work for, and then I've been at it's called the Expo Art Center, Long Beach. You guys looked it up. I've been there for about 3 years now. But those are small exhibitions. I haven't done a real major big one yet.
Okay. So that's just a place where you're a galleries where you have your work up, and then if somebody wants to come see it, they can, and then they can probably buy the work if you put it up for sale too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've sold a lot of pieces doing that.
Okay.
I sold one of my big ones for my solo show. I sold this really creepy looking clown painting for quite a bit actually. I didn't think anyone would like it, and it was one of the first ones that sold.
Any other questions? Okay.
What's the most money you've got for a painting?
Okay, so how much, for selling an individual painting, what's the most money somebody's paid for an individual painting?
600.
600. And how big? Was it small? Was it large?
It's maybe a 1.5 by 2 foot.
Oh, so pretty small then for $600. Yeah. So that'd be about this big. It's about that, just something small like that.
One ones I sold in my solo show was about 700, but that was to a friend.
Okay.
So I probably charged more.
So somebody asks for large paintings, do you put a price on them, or do people just come in and say they're gonna? So how much is your most expensive painting?
I have one up right now that's up for 1,000. It's of a burger melting onto the wall. It's pretty popular. I put it that high just because I kind of want to hang on to it. I'm not too much of a hurry to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, and then
I wouldn't mind it back in my room.
And then part of that too, you probably want to hang on to it so you have examples of your work too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions? No other ones? Okay. I think that's about it. We've taken about 20 minutes of your time. So thanks for talking to us today. I'm sure they'll have more questions, and then if you send me other stuff, and then I'll let them know that I've got it available.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
All right.
All right. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I hate to say bye.